Okay, welcome everyone. We are so happy to be back together at the Breakers. There is a lot to celebrate tonight. We have our Health Scots presidency and the 100th anniversary of our thriving bar association. We want to start tonight by inviting Judge James Martz up for the invocation and the pledge.
When they asked me if I would do the invocation and the pledge, I said to them, yes, sure. I'd be happy to, but as any good judge would do, I went and did my research then. So I'll tell you in a couple of minutes what I found. For now, though, can I ask everybody to please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Please be seated. And the chairs are no help either, are they? But thank you. When I looked up what an invocation was, and again, I'm used to commanding the room, people. I'm going to wait. When I looked up what an invocation was, I found some really interesting stuff from the 14th century. And that's as early as I could find. It's the act of petitioning for help or support. And it's a formula for conjuring. We're going to have a serious moment during this, but mostly this is going to be about you. And what's really exciting about this is that we get to thank our outgoing officers. For me, this is very special because I can remember Julia 14 years ago when she was a new attorney coming up and dedicated to the bar even then, and dedicated to the ethics of what we do for a living and allocating a great deal of her time to this. So it was extremely gratifying to see her make it to the top of the food chain on this one. So it's great to see her here. And then I have Scott, who's coming in, who's got an incredible career, incredible ethics, an incredible family, and he gets to take the reins from Julia because she gets to hand them off to him after going through one of the most tumultuous times you could go through as a president of a bar association. So this is very exciting for me, especially. But I want to take a serious moment before we celebrate this great event. Truly, our country is in a woeful state. And life presents so many baffling changes and circumstances. So we pray that you may bless us and stir our hearts so that we will continue in our commitment to help uplift and change the state of our nation through serving our fellow men and women of our unique and special ways. We as lawyers have the unique ability to help others and ensure that what we do is to de-escalate our clients' conflicts and take the path of reason and resolution rather than destruction. You all can do that. You have the ability to do that. It's time to do that in our society. I ask you to put all your politics and opinions aside and share a moment of silence to invoke as much sympathy as we can conjure to somehow help the Uvalde community cope with the unthinkable atrocity that is only too real to us after experiencing the devastation in our own community in Parkland only a few short years ago. Take a moment. We have a unique opportunity to de-escalate situations. You never know when the next Parkland or Uvalde will happen or where it will come from. Take that opportunity as lawyers to be counselors, to help your clients in many ways. And although those of you that know me know I'm not short on words, I found some eloquent words of wisdom from St. Francis of Assisi that couldn't be more appropriate tonight. Where there is hatred in this world, let us bring love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. May we always try to understand, not just be understood. Hope to console as well as be consoled. Try to love, not just be loved. For it is in giving that we receive, in serving others that we find our deepest fulfillment, in setting aside our focus on self that we find the true meaning of life. Amen. Have a great night, folks.
Okay, we ask all of our judges to please stand and be recognized. We thank you all again for your time and commitment to our bar. We ask all of our Florida Bar Board of Governors representatives to please stand and be recognized. We ask Florida Bar President-elect Gary Lesser to please stand and be recognized. Thank you, Gary, for supporting us. We ask all of our elected officials to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service. And we ask all of our past Palm Beach County Bar Association presidents to please stand and be recognized. We are so grateful to all of you for the work that you've done in the past and everything you continue to do for our Bar Association. Please come up at the end of the presentation for a group photo. I'm going to ask you to please be patient and bear with me as I go through the sponsors. It's important that we recognize them. This event would not be possible without them. Our title sponsor, Smith, Ball, and Baez Injury Lawyers. Our centennial sponsors, Cersei, Denny, Scarola, Barnhart, and Shipley, Mrachik, Fitzgerald, Rose, Konopka, Thomas, and Weiss. Reception sponsor, Scott and Molly Smith. Thank you guys so much. Our dinner sponsors, Fisher, Potter, Hodis, and Pike and Lustig. Our dessert sponsors, Brinkley Morgan, Burlington Rockenbach, Reed Berman, Ledbecker, Zenick Pepin, and First Horizon. Our decade sponsors, Ackerman, Clark, Fountain, La Vista, Prather, and Litke Rubin, IOA, Jones Foster, Keene Law, Law Offices of Craig Goldenferb, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, McDonald Hopkins, Murray Gorey Trial Attorneys, MyCare Medical, Northwestern Mutual, Presley, Randolph, and Presley, Pursuit Wealth, U.S. Legal Support, Visual Evidence. Thank you to all of these loyal sponsors. Lastly, I want you all to know that it has been one of the greatest gifts of my life to give 100% of myself to all of you this year. You all have my heart. As our bar celebrates its 100th anniversary, we are about to witness one of the most exciting years in our bar's history. Please join us this year as Scott Smith presents our bar with special programs and events that will pay tribute to our bar's history. Many of us know Scott Smith as an accomplished trial lawyer, but what I have come to admire most about him in our years of volunteering together is not only his commitment to his family, but his ability to put our bar and its mission first, to focus on our purpose while still encouraging new ideas and supporting our members in every way possible. He is a tremendous leader, and I look forward to what the year ahead holds for all of us under his leadership. At this time, I call retired Supreme Court Justice Barbara Pariente for the invocation of our directors and our officers. Pass it. So, you're right here. I'm gonna ask each of them.
All right, so I'm going to invoke Judge Martz for everyone to please hold your applause and your conversations, because what we're going to do is first ask the Board of Directors to come up. Will the following members of the Palm Beach County Bar Association please come forward to be sworn in as directors of this association for fiscal year 2022-2023? Julia Whita, Lindsay Demery, where's Lindsay? Lauren Johnson. I know Lauren, okay, there you are, yeah. Andrea Lewis. Jean Marie Middleton. Scott Perry. So our token male, oh no, that's not right. Nicole Siegel. Jack Rice. LaWanda Warren. Oh, where are you, LaWanda? And our North County Section President, Barry Balmuth. And our Young Lawyers Section President, Michael Krantz. Why do you get so many more applause than everyone else? We're not going to call you Little Mike. Okay. I want you to look around before I swear this incoming board of directors. I've been a member of the Palm Beach County Bar since 1975. And I can tell you that when I first became a member, the board of directors looked very different. And all you have to do is look out at the 100 years of bar presidents to know why. So it gives me great pleasure to ask you all to raise your hand. I think you need to do that. And say, I state your name, do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the state of Florida, and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties of director of the Palm Beach County Bar Association. So help me God. All right, I think that they're sworn in. What do you say? Excellent. So I think you stay up here for the next. Okay. Now we have President-elect. Would Grassford Smith please come up? Woo! Okay. Come up closer. I don't know where. Let's come here. All right. Okay. This is great. Okay. I, Grassford Smith, do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully perform
and faithfully perform
the duties of President-elect
the duties of President-elect
of the Palm Beach County Bar Association.
Palm Beach County Bar Association.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. No, so great. Now, I'm up here because the next person who will become your president asked me to come, and I am thrilled to ask Scott Smith to come up so I can swear him in. think you need a I think, okay, all right. I'm not going to read it. Okay. All right. Okay. I think I should have this oath by now, but I'm going to just keep on looking.
I'm going to give it my best shot.
Okay. I,
I,
Scott Smith,
Scott Smith,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully perform
and faithfully perform
the duties of President
the duties of President
of the United States. No, I'm sorry. Of the Palm Beach County Bar Association.
of the Palm Beach County Bar Association.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, congratulations.
Why did you do that in shorter sentences for me?
I was doing it for me. Anyway, congratulations. And it's been a while since I have been at one of these functions. Got to tell you, looking around, it is just so wonderful to see so many young lawyers and then some of us older lawyers and judges. And I'm just so happy to be here and so happy that you asked me to come.
Of course. Of course.
It's up to you. If you want to say, yeah, absolutely. So I will. I'll ask all of the board members, President-elect Bradford Smith, former Justice Perriente, to please stay up here.
Just for a moment. Just for a moment.
And I want to turn to my notes that I have about Justice Perriente because
And I'm going to get to it, but we're here tonight to celebrate the rich history of the Palm Beach County Bar Association. 100 years, a century's worth of work. And a big, huge, massive part of that is this incredible person standing right here next to me. She's owed that round of applause. And I would have been remiss if I didn't do some research. Justice Perriente was a justice of the Florida Supreme Court from 1997 through 2019. Even my math skills, I can tell that's 22 years of Supreme Court service. She was our Chief Justice from 2004 from 2006. She was a judge at the 4th DCA from 1993 through 1997. And I think most of us in this room can remember when Justice Perriente courageously fought and beat breast cancer while on our high court and did so with missing little to no time at all while serving the citizens of the state of Florida. Please give her a massive round of applause for that. Thank you. Thank you. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. The will of the human being doesn't get any stronger than it lives inside Justice Perriente. And to boot, I would also be remiss if I didn't recognize her other half, who was certainly no legal slouch of his own, in Judge Hasori, who also was an incredible trial lawyer and served us and the citizens of Florida as a judge at the 4th District Court of Appeal. Thank you, Judge Hasori. I suppose as we celebrate our history of the Palm Beach County Bar Association, if there was a first family of Palm Beach County in our legal system, it would arguably be Justice Perriente and Judge Perriente, no doubt about it. Thank you for being here tonight. And I'll lastly add this. I thought about this today. I'm sort of off script here, but if we were to create a postage stamp to commemorate and honor Palm Beach County's legal system, I would offer to you respectfully that on that stamp in the background should be our historical Palm Beach County Courthouse, Justice Perriente, and Judge Daniel Hurley. I mean that. Don't tell Justice LaBarga I said that. I'll lose that appeal. I'm sorry, Marcia Nelson. Thank you. So if you want to sit, thank you so much. Thank you so. You want to stay? All right. Next on my script here that Carla gave me, I am sticking to Carla's script. I'm going to be connected to her hip for the next year, so I don't want to upset her, is we're going to recognize Julia. And Julia, I was moved by what you said about me. Come on over, Julia. And I'm going to first read what I was told to say, then I'm going to go off script a bit again. And I was told by Carla to read, on behalf of the bar and the board of directors, I would like to present you with a small token of our appreciation for your excellent leadership and dedication as you served as president. Thank you, Julia. Now, let me say a few things about Julia. I created a list of things, of words that came to my mind this week and earlier today when I thought about Julia, and here's this list. Class, respect, dignity, compassion, sympathetic, empathetic, professional as hell, smart, intelligent, wise, caring, giving, determined, thorough, diligent, and forthright. She is everything embedded in every one of those words and then some. We have been honored and blessed to have Julia serve as our president this past year. Unfortunately for Julia, and Dean, are you here? Where's Dean? Where's Dean Zedek? He better be here. He better be here. Come up here, Dean. Get your butt up here right now. Let's go. On the hustle, on the chop, Dean. Come on. I know you Gators are slow, but get up here. Let's go. You got to give him a little help, you know, a little Gator push. Come on up. Come on over here, Dean. Next to Julia. Both Dean and Julia, Dean, you know, soon after we all had to take on COVID, the pandemic, the quarantine, and everything else that came with it, they didn't really get to have their year of being president of your bar association, and they certainly didn't get to have this glorious night with all of us here to celebrate the association and celebrate their accomplishments. So will you please do me a favor and getting on your feet one more time and giving a round of applause to Dean and Julia?
That's it. Yeah. So
We got lucky. We got lucky. I wasn't the president the last few years. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I'm not quite sure how Dean initially, and then Julia figured out a way to maze our way through the labyrinth of Zooms and the computers and the whole remote virtual type world. But they did it, and we've come out of this, I think, as a stronger bar association, and it's because of their leadership. So thank you so much to Dean and Julia. Julia, last thing we have for you, gifts. We come with gifts. We, of course, have the picture of you being installed last year at a beautiful ceremony at the 4th District Court of Appeal in their main courtroom where Judge Gerber did the swearing in, and we all signed that, as we always do. And then there's a gift in that pretty bag there that we all got for you, and Carla forgot to tell me what it is, which is probably good. I would have slipped it. So, Julia, once again, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody else on the board of directors, for everything you do. And if you guys want to stay up while I say a few things, you certainly can. All right, they're the best. All right, well, bear with me. I went back and forth on. Listen, I've sat back in that corner. I've sat back in that corner. I've been in that corner. I get it that when the new president speaks, you know, you're itching to have a good time, especially we've been waiting 100 years for this. But if you could just bear with me, because ultimately I came to the conclusion that this momentous occasion calls for me to say a few things as your incoming president. First of all, I can tell by the chatter and the noise. Wow, how good does it feel? How good does it feel to be all dolled up tonight in our bestest looking and feeling beautiful and handsome after 2+ years of difficult, sad, emotional, and challenging times? Huh? Let's hear it. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It wasn't fun. Our premature loss of family and friends was heartbreaking and gut-wrenching, but we stuck together and we persevered. And tonight, we get to celebrate, honor, and reflect upon our association's great and rich history. Unfortunately, this annual installation gala, AKA Bar Prom, and y'all do look great, couldn't safely be held these last 2 years. But tonight, we rejoice in being able to get back together and applaud our centennial birthday. I also want to say thank you greatly to everyone for being here for our Palm Beach County Bar Association's 100th Annual Installation Banquet and for helping all of us, members and guests, celebrate the association's 100th anniversary. Your attendance this evening and continued loyal support, perhaps most importantly, your continued loyal support of the Palm Beach County Bar Association is immensely appreciated by every member we have. Our board of directors, our dedicated and hardworking staff, and by me personally, even those that are talking back over there right now. Please allow me to reiterate what Julia already said, and perhaps even doing so, being objected by those here as being redundant. But let me again state thank you to all members of the judiciary for being here, for taking time out of your busy schedules. Thank you to the distinguished guests that are here tonight to help us celebrate this milestone. And thank you to all of the past presidents who are here tonight. I hear that Ryder even made his presence known. I'm going to be looking for him. Although I was just sworn in as this association's 100th president, this evening and this coming year are not, and I promise will not be about me. This evening and this year belongs to our association and all our past, current, and future members. With that said, I would be remiss and selfishly foolish if I didn't take a moment to acknowledge and say thank you to my law firm partners and members, of course, of the same firm, and to my loving family. Because without all of them, I would not be able to do this for the association. First, to my law partners, Marcy Bala-Lordy and Nelson Baez, thank you greatly for allowing me to take time away from our busy practice and serve the Palm Beach County Bar Association. And thank you to our entire staff that allow me to do the same. And let me single out both Vicki and Susan, who have to tolerate this trial lawyer on a daily basis. Thank you, guys. They're the ones behind the scenes that have allowed past presidents to serve, both of this association, the Florida Bar, and so many other voluntary bar associations. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. Next, please allow me to say thank you to my family. To my parents, Don and Eileen, who are here with us tonight, in both healthy as health, thank the Lord. First, thank you for tolerating the younger, meathead linebacker version of Scott Smith. Some of you knew that person. And thank you for your never-ending and unwavering support. Molly, the 4 kids, and I love you greatly. Thank you to my brother Ryan, the athletic director at the Benjamin School, and his wife, Megan, a physician's assistant here in Palm Beach County, and their 3 great children, Emmeline, Maggie, and Ryan, for their continued support and putting up with Uncle Scott. Your support and presence here tonight means a ton to me. Thank you to my lifelong friend and Molly's brother, Brian, who ultimately became my brother-in-law. That's a whole nother story. And his wife, Tiffany, too, for their friendship and support tonight. And of course, most of all, I want to say thank you and I love you to my crew, my sports fans, Molly, my wife, and our 4 children, Sandy, Tucker, Charlie, and Harrison. You inspire and motivate me each and every day. You are loved and cherished with every fiber in my body. As for my great, strong, and beautiful Irish-Polish wife, Molly, I once heard Jack Nicklaus say in response to a question of how he was able to be the best golfer of his generation, and perhaps of all time, while also having a wonderful, big, and loving family, how he did it, how he pulled it off. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing some, he said, "It was easy. I just had to fly around to put a little ball into a hole a few hundred yards away." All of the real work and heavy lifting was done by Barbara, Mrs. Nicklaus. Well, I'm certainly not suggesting I'm any Jack Nicklaus, and certainly not on the golf course. but it is no different in the Smith house. Molly does all of the hard work and heavy lifting in our house. She's the one that takes care of the 4 kids, the 4 dogs, the 3 horses, and the 2 donkeys. Without Molly, I'd be a lost and lonely sheep. Thank you, darling, and I love you. Thank you, and thank you for indulging me. It has been stated that the mission of the judicial system in Florida is to protect rights and liberties, uphold and interpret the law, and provide for the resolution of disputes. If we could hold off on the horn, I'd appreciate it. It has also been indicated that our judicial system should be accessible, fair, effective, responsive, and accountable to the citizens it serves. Article 1, Section 21 of our Constitution here in Florida, titled Access to Courts, also and succinctly states, "The courts shall be open to every person for redress of injury, and justice shall be administered without sale, denial, or delay." Amen. The very foundation for the order that our society needs and relies upon to sustain our God-given and self-evident freedom and liberty is the law, our law. In many ways, it is us in this room tonight as the daily practitioners and laborers of our laws that provide the needed and necessary columns, pillars, and trusses to complete and support our judicial framework and its incredibly important mission, vision, and constitutional protections. We, as members of the Florida Bar and the Palm Beach County Bar Association, whether practicing in the areas of family law, business law, real estate law, civil trial law, criminal law, wills and trusts, local government, or whether primarily as a transactional lawyer or a litigator, as well as in the many other areas and ways we serve our clients in society, are such an integral and important part of the various systems and moving parts that have helped make this country the greatest and freest sovereign nation our planet has ever seen. And we are also at the forefront of creating and effecting change when needed. We all of us in this room, have so much to be proud of in being a part of the system and process. A system and process committed to equal opportunity, equal protection, and equal justice for all under the law. Amen. The Palm Beach County Bar Association. The Palm Beach County Bar Association, an association started in 1922, 100 years ago this year, with just 23 members, without any air conditioning. I mean, come on, man, no air conditioning. Has been steadfast in helping its members meet and overcome the challenges associated with the practice of law and the due diligence we owe to our clients. Our association's mission, Julia made reference to this, to serve its members, foster professionalism, and enhance the public's understanding and awareness of the legal system is a tremendously important one. Further, our numerous public service activities and consistent giving back to the community is a benefit and blessing to so many. I'm almost there, I promise. I promise, gang. The occasion calls for it. The occasion calls for it. It's 100 years. 100 years. So much has changed since 1922. So much. From legal pads to iPads. From rotary phones to cordless phones to cell phones. From typewriters to word processors to voice recognition typing. And from the telegraph to the fax machine to email, ShareFile, and Dropbox. I don't know how to use the last two. These 3 tables know that. The practical aspects of practicing law in Palm Beach County have changed so much since the 1920s, so much since the 60s, so much since the 80s, since the 90s. So too has our procedural law, rules of evidence, substantive case law, and legislatively enacted laws, codes, rules, and/or regulations. Positive change and growth have also taken place in our society and within our own association. I think Justice Pariente referenced that. In that regard, in 1993, Julianne Rico was installed as the Palm Beach County Bar Association's first woman president. Took far too long, but thank God it happened. I never had the benefit of meeting Miss Rico. In 2006, Manny Farosh, what a great guy, became our first Hispanic American president. And the following year, in 2007, the late and truly extraordinary Judge Minu Sasser became our first Asian American president. I'm going to go off script here for a second, and I hope everyone will just let me say this. I think we all of us in this room, get the chance to meet what are truly great people a few times. We get to meet a few great people in our lives. And for me, and I think for a lot of people in this room, one of those people was Judge Minu Sasser. I have never met a human being like Judge Sasser. And I know there's a lot of people in this room that feel that way. She truly was unbelievable. In 2011, John Howe, I know John's here, we were talking, was sworn in as our first African American president. Where are you, John? Stand up. No, John, stand up. He's the best. John Howe's the best. He really is. He's the best. And in 2017, one of my good friends, one of my great friends, and a trial lawyer I respect gratefully, Saya Baker Barnes, became our first African American female president. Stand up, Saya. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And I'm happy to report that next year, as you saw, Grassford Smith, my older and less handsome brother, Ryan didn't know until tonight we had an older brother, will become the 101st president of the Palm Beach County Bar Association, bringing in and kicking off a new and exciting century for all of us. Come here, Grassford. Come on up here. I'm excited for Grassford's year because Grassford's a visionary. Grassford's creative. Grassford's proactive. I know he's going to do incredible things for the Bar Association. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I actually wrote down here, I'm getting there. Because I know I was going to start losing somebody about it at this point. Throughout this coming year, we plan to continue to highlight the extensive history of the Palm Beach County Bar Association and its members. You are the Palm Beach County Bar Association. We further plan to highlight how much good members of the PBCBA have done for their clients and for our community, as it is unquestioned that members of the PBCBA have been at the lead and helm of great and positive growth and change in Palm Beach County and Florida. In addition to highlighting our history throughout the coming year, I also plan to help enlighten the public's awareness and understanding of how much good our members do in our communities, schools, churches, and beyond through my motto and theme for the year of, quote, lawyers do care, end of quote, do being spelled D-U-E. We will spotlight in a variety of ways and through different mediums all the volunteer and selfless work and efforts our members do each and every day and in every part, nook and cranny of Palm Beach County. I also plan for us to work as closely as possible with Chief Judge Glenn Kelly, who I know is here tonight, all members of the judiciary and court administration for the potential, if not highly likely, coming changes to case management procedures in civil cases and the complete overhaul of Rule 1.200 of our Rules of Civil Procedure. I just got to know them 25 years later, and they're changing them. The association is committed to helping all of our members as much as we possibly can in making it as smooth and seamless a transition as possible should this major change and transition take effect. And the words I know you all wanted to hear. In closing, please allow me to respectfully remind everyone of how fortunate we are to call Palm Beach County home and how blessed we are to serve the citizens of Palm Beach County and the state of Florida as members of the Florida Bar. Please allow me to also proudly and firmly declare that we are the best dadgum voluntary bar association in the land with approximately 3,000 members. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's right. That's you. That's you. From the Atlantic Ocean to Lake Okeechobee, from Boca Raton to Tequesta, from Pahokee to Palm Beach, from Glade Central High School, home of the Raiders, to the Dreyfus School of the Arts, from the Gardens Mall to Wellington Green Mall to the Town Center Mall, from the North County Courthouse to the West County Courthouse, to the South County Courthouse, to our main courthouse in downtown West Palm Beach, from the Jupiter Beach Resort to the Boca Raton Resort, back to this beautiful, grand oceanfront ballroom here at the Breakers, and everywhere in between, we are members of the Palm Beach County Bar Association who proudly, competently, and zealously serve our clients and our mission. Let the word be known and spread it out aloud that we lawyers of Palm Beach County and members of the Palm Beach County Bar Association are second to none and committed to another 100 years of productive, beneficial, and committed service. Thank you all so much. May God continue to bless all of us, the Palm Beach County Bar Association, the United States of America, and our incredible planet Earth. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And everybody have a great time. We're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate 100 years. Holy Mary, I should have counted up how many days that is. That's a lot of days. I'd like to call up now. I'm going to call up now all of our past presidents. All of our past presidents, please come up. Come on up. We're going to take a photo together. All of our past presidents, come on up. All right, I promise this is it. I promise this is it. Then we're going to celebrate. If everybody could go back to their seats, you should have a glass of champagne in front of you. If you don't want your champagne, you should have a glass of water or something else on the table. And if you could, if everybody could, come on guys, this is part of the program. If you could, would you please stand up with your glass of champagne? Please, everybody, I promise this is it. And I promise this will be a short toast. Joe, go get your champagne. Get over there. All right, here we go. Here we go. We can get that table there just to join us. I know, I get it. Last thing, but we have to toast 100 years. We have to. All right, if we could raise our glasses, if everybody could raise their glass to 100 years of serving our clients in the community and to the 100th birthday of the Palm Beach County Bar Association. Cheers! Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy.